know how people be like upset they can't buy their own shit? Like, I'm definitely upset about it. Cause there's a few things in this house I own that are actually mine. Cause I paid my money for it. Like, some of the games I got on my fucking PlayStation, like, they're fucking mine, so they can't take those away. Like, technically, I don't even think birthday shit really count. Does it really count? Then both these iPhones are technically mine. Yeah. I gotta think. Oh, definitely that fucking iPad. Yeah, that's for Christmas. I got that shit. That's mine. Oh yeah, same this Chromebook. This mine. Probably not that PS5 though. I ain't gonna cap that motherfucker either. If there was a point they told me I couldn't take that motherfucker with me, I'm gonna get upset. I'm gonna get mad, but I'm gonna take the fall. Cause I ain't gonna.
Hey Duncan, you can hear him in the mic, right?
Huh?
No, I just started a stream for Duncan. I'm about to kill this nigga who's streaming on Twitch.
I know.
He what's his name? Zapdos? Something. His name up there, King Zap. That's his Twitch name.
Are you watching this stream?
Yeah, I'm not looking at it though. I'm not on no cheating shit.
Nah, you should switch like that nigga. I don't care. Just be like, I'm gonna kill this nigga every time. Boy.
They really gave me 2 max E's.
I'll be glad if someone wants to like help me take care of these goddamn dogs if they actually make me take them. All we have to do is build a fucking fence. Man, these motherfuckers go crazy.
I haven't played on my phone.
Watch the stick. Yeah, cause you know snakes, they don't fuck with snakes, yo. Why you think they always? No, like why you think they always do the twirl around? They always check for danger. I checked up a bunch of shit about dogs, so like I know a little bit now. I feel knowledgeable. No, I don't think she does. I don't think she does. But then she got like a little wood back there. I ain't gonna lie. I remember every fucking time going over there. That shit low-key frightened me. Cause that shit frightened me. Cause like you don't know what the fuck gonna pop up that motherfucker. Somebody gonna be running. Cause I ain't gonna lie. Whenever you had that goddamn door open when we went over there and you were there. I ain't gonna lie, that shit scared me, cause I was like, yo, close the fucking door, close the door, lock that goddamn door, please. Cause like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm in a whole different country where where that shit is like, when niggas can leave the door open, it's kinda alright, cause nobody really gonna go in your damn house for real. But like, motherfuckers still lock they goddamn doors, like, you ain't gonna see no niggas creeping for real. This is the part where I'm at, cause niggas don't really do it all the time over here. At least. Yeah, I know, bro. But I ain't gonna lie. In the States, it's a whole different zone. I ain't gonna lie. Every fucking door needs to be locked. Protected. Bolted. Cause I ain't gonna lie, that bat would scare the shit out of me every fucking time you had that door, bro. Yeah, but still, that shit scared the shit out of me. Like, bro, you have to understand, this is me 12 or 13. I'm still a wee lad. And before we came before that, and I was still scared of that motherfucker. Cause I was like, I'm never gonna sleep in that right, man. I'm always sleeping the wrong way for that motherfucker. That little room Gavin was in, yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one I always would sleep in.
You might be upstairs, when you do something, you might be both,
Oh, that big ass. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that little big ass living room.
No, not the living room, the basement.
Yeah. Oh, the one with the like little bonfire shit in there.
Yeah, the little.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I actually fuck with that area. And that was an area I didn't even like to go the most. But sometimes I don't like going that motherfucker.
People have to get a wall. Because you got to, because in order for you to go to the bathroom, you got to walk to the other person's house a few times. So that's the only bad thing about that.
Wait, Auntie's not gonna be downstairs like she was before? Cause I think she was down there, wasn't she? Oh, she was that. Oh, Grandma was the one downstairs. She going back it up. She going back it up, right? Yeah. Yeah, I can't take showers on her though.
That guest room will still be available. That when nobody got staying up.
We technically do got like, like one guest room, but we had two before. Now, technically my room is the guest room now. Or the other one, but it doesn't really matter. What's that way?
Yeah, this guy stands no chance.
I missed it all now.
Yeah, it's tough for him.
Yeah, you said, oh no, it's
Huh?
Cause I remember when Mom was like, my baby's trying to leave me. And I was like, okay, that's cute. And then now I feel so fucking annoying. Like, I almost to the point, like, I would actually, like, gouge it in her eyes out.
That's all they want. And then we get mad and
They really attempt to not let me leave is fucking crazy. No, even my dad was like, I can trust my dad at times. At times. Cause I know he works out with Mom no matter what anyway. But he said, it'd be a stupid idea if you didn't. I mean, you're not wrong, but like, what the fuck do you not think about what I want? Like, it's like, yo, you guys have to force me to do this. Like, yo, you're not even giving me the chance to even try to prove something in the state. Like, give me a year in the state. And if it still don't work, then yes, I will go to the military gladly. I will gladly give up all the rights to my damn life to you at this point. I would find a whole sentence saying Jordan is not even a person. He's just an object. What the fuck? Like, come on. Like, damn, just let me experience 1 year not used without y'all. And then if the shit is really still bad, damn, yeah. Or leave too. P-Man, you still watching them niggas stream, yo?
Yeah.
That's that nigga talking?
Mm-hmm. You can hear.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, low-key, that nigga made me want to punch him in his mouth.
Damn, what did he say?
I don't know. It was something about that nigga. You sound like a racist. That racist bigot. So what I'm seeing right now is you undeniably fucking whooping his ass right now.
Kinda.
So
he has more health than me, but to be honest, there's kind of no way you win.
So you saying if I got back on the motherfucking game and played that nigga, you said I could win?
You might be able to. I mean, you're not me, but like you might be able to be.
Oh damn! Well, yeah. That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to hear. I wanted you to just say that. I ain't gonna care.
You wanted me to say that?
Yep. I wanted to see if you gonna dick it yourself. You know? No, more like put yourself in a higher pedestal, you know? You feel me?
But I'm spinning facts though, aren't I?
You might be. Cause I ain't gonna lie, you done would beat mine. Just because y'all, those niggas who use that dick is pretty gay. I ain't gonna lie. You feel me?
That's the yeah.
I ain't saying you're gay. I'm not saying you're gay, but the people who use it against me is gay.
Yeah.
It's gay. They gotta use every goddamn effect to stop me.
That's awesome, bro.
Alright, let me go back.
I'll have Buffalo. Buffalo. He didn't attack. Wait, did he just bait me?
Alright.
Outside of LeBron's shadow, but in his last season with the Celtics, he struggled and contributed to a second-round exit against the Bucks, and last season he was having a decent showing in the playoffs before unfortunately going down to an injury in the second round. So
Baby! I get so fucking annoyed at that.
So he has unfinished business on top of having to overcome the setbacks before. The next star player under a ton of pressure Admittedly, I'm a little late with the video topic as some of the first round series have already played two games, so I know what kind of start the Nuggets have gotten off to, but regardless,
I can hardly see because he got them damn retainers.
highest individual
They're
honor
fucking annoying.
and Jokic is about to win it for a second time in a row. When you rise to that level of play, you will start to get
More like I don't feel sleepy either.
multiple-time MVP winner.
So if I'm still up by 8, I'm gonna do homework.
Expected to be able to carry their teams, no matter
But if
how
I'm not, I'm gonna say
they
fuck
may
it.
not be legitimate contenders, but you have the MVP of the league, so you should, at the very least, be able to compete hard in a series and make games tough for their opponents. But
I say 8 or 9.
against the
I say 8
Warriors
or
so
9.
far, the Nuggets have been completely run off the floor, and Jokic himself has had the worst plus-minus out of any player from both games. That simply cannot happen, so moving forward, he needs to do a better job leading his squad. The next star player under a ton of pressure this postseason is Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. Now, last night's game was sensational, so right off the bat, I'll acknowledge that, but it is still very early.
I don't know. I still want to hate on the Heat.
Ever since Jimmy Butler
That's me.
finals in the bubble, he's been floating on the reputation as
We shouldn't all be like surprised, but you at least expected the Hearts to put up a good fight in the last, at least the first game.
So Butler has everything needed to make a run around him. The truth of the matter is that outside the bubble, Butler hasn't always been that big name player that he's been pegged as, though. And you don't have to look any further back than his showing in the playoffs last season, when the Heat got
D-Book?
where he shot 29% from the field in that series, and he got outscored.
Oh no, he's back.
We want to see the Jimmy Butler.
They said he was back.
This year, because if we
I'm gonna
get
check.
that Jimmy, then the
No,
Heat
actually, I don't want to check because fuck the Heat.
They are expected to be able to win any series, but obviously,
I don't give a fuck. I hope them niggas lose. I don't know why.
Interesting test against the Atlanta Hawks up first, where they're already off to a strong start. And
Nah, I see that series going either way. I see that series going either way. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, near injury, yeah.
Last year might have been his best opportunity to win one to this point.
It's not like the team can't win without him. It's that he brings a different presence when he's on the floor.
Chris Paul is once again a major catalyst in all of it.
Because if he can just play decoy, yeah, what the fuck? That team already got a skate for your ass, and they gonna double team you. So you might as well be hitting the nigga who's open or hitting the nigga who's about open.
Are definitely outlandish and overblown to a degree. The fact of the matter is that Paul's time is running out for a championship. The Suns were far and away the best team in the NBA this season, finishing with 8 more wins than any other team. There are no excuses. The Suns are loaded. They've got elite defenders around them, shooters upon shooters to space the floor, an elite shot creator in Devin Booker, and one of the best young big men in DeAndre Ayton. The Suns will go as far as Chris Paul leads them, and that will obviously come with a lot of pressure. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below who else you think has a lot of pressure on them this week.
Nah, he might have been right, because I ain't gonna cap. Those are good picks. Nah, I'm still mad at Hot Wheels for fucking on what they did.
The Golden State Warriors right now.
They had a dynasty on the fucking hands, and they crumbled.
2-0, and I have to say,
I tell you, you crumbled that shit. Yeah, even though the animation of it now is like ass technically,
they've had their struggles.
it's like yo, it could have, it still would have been good just the story, almost story alone.
But in many others to come. And then today's
The story was pretty compelling. The cars are definitely enjoyable. Cause I did enjoy it.
Over the next decade.
Cause definitely the story was definitely getting way better than the last two.
After every single post.
Cause the first two were like, it's kind of stale, but we're gonna just introduce you. Then the next two were like, yeah, we're gonna get really into action.
Let's get back to the subject at hand and talk about the Golden State Warriors. Now, to understand how the Warriors have done something that seems almost impossible for NBA teams, especially these days, you have to go back to the summer of the 2019 NBA offseason. The Warriors had just lost in the finals to the Toronto Raptors due to injuries sustained by Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, who had suffered ACL and Achilles injuries that would keep him sidelined for an extended period of time. And with KD's free agency coming up, he decided to leave the Golden State Warriors and join the Brooklyn Nets, teaming up with Kyrie Irving in the process. But because the Warriors
that is training. Nah, I see what that joke could have been.
Russell. And with a few other additions in the offseason, just trying to salvage what they can do, the Warriors went into the first game of the season with a starting lineup of Steph Curry, D'Angelo Russell, Glenn Robinson III, Eric Pascal, the rookie, and Draymond Green. But coming off the bench, they also have some key players they hope will contribute to the lineup, such as Willie Cauley-Stein and Jordan Poole, the young rookie that they selected with the late first-round pick. Yeah, I know you see some names on here, but that's not that good of a team. And after starting off the season 1-3, including a couple of blowouts to the Clippers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Warriors really couldn't catch a break as Steph Curry would break his hand against the Phoenix Suns with Aaron Baines landing right on top of it. And just like that, any hope...
And what's crazy, that nigga's out the league right now.
I guess at that point, the play, it was all over.
Because apparently, he got paralyzed. Apparently, he was almost paralyzed. That shit was crazy. Yeah. That shit's crazy. Niggas didn't even know. Nah, he wasn't doing that good that year, but he was doing all right. He did all right in the Olympics. In the Olympics, he did good. That's what happened. What happened was he went out in one of the quarters during the Olympics, and the nigga ended up like he was on his neck, I think they said, or something. He was like on his head or neck, and his like body was weird. It was like he was paralyzed. He said he couldn't move, and then he tried to get up and go use the bathroom anyway because he said he still had to go use the bathroom. Nigga fell.
He moved his feet a lot better, showed a lot more effort consistently. He was a nice help defender, and with there being a hole at the wing position on the Warriors,
but he's trying to he's trying to make his way back, but I don't think he will make it. I don't think he's gonna make it, but it's still a good story because the nigga is still trying. I'm gonna be if he does come back, I'm gonna be part of the nigga. Because whatever team it is, they needed his ass, or they needed somebody like him.
The Warriors were still a bad team, were one of the worst teams in NBA.
Damn, I ain't even gonna lie. I'd rather the Lakers had kept the team they had the year before than what they got now.
We reward bad teams with high draft picks of incoming players to the league. And thankfully for the Warriors, as we know, they used the second overall pick in the draft on James Wiseman. I know a lot of people kind of shit on James Wiseman now after the rookie season. That was fairly disappointing, but at the time the pick did make sense. I mean, you could see a LaMelo Ball on the Warriors. He could have fit with Steph and Clay offensively, but it was very clear that they needed a fourth down low, as the Western Conference was pretty stacked with big men at the time. Players like Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Anthony Davis, Nikola Jokic. 3 out of those 4 players I named were coming off of being top 5.
I don't want the Nets to win.
That's just the Big Air Conference alone. That doesn't exclude if they go to
Nah, I don't want them to win because I want them to prove me right.
The small ball thing was only going to work.
Prove me that KD and Kyrie aren't the only reason they're going to win. That they need to retool that whole roster to actually win. Instead of getting old niggas and try to rely on some young nigga, like one young nigga to do anything.
Which was also Warriors' process of trying to recreate the dynasty. As last year, the Warriors had a really solid season considering the expectations. Andrew Wiggins was one of the better defenders.
I think Jared would have been better because I ain't gonna lie, Spencer didn't win it. I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Player. Draymond Green was doing Draymond Green.
Because I like how he's doing for the Dallas, so I'm okay with that.
But the one thing very eye-opening about the season was the growth in Jordan Poole. Poole was coming off a very tough rookie season where he was essentially a two-way liability.
He was doing. I think the only reason. Yeah, he was reliable the 2 years he had D-Lo. Yeah, for sure. Cause he definitely was. I liked him. And he proven this year why I liked him back then.
Steph Curry arguably had his best season this year, as he would lead the league in scoring with 32 points a game, 6 assists, and nearly 6 rebounds, shooting 48%.
Now we all do remember when Curry was going crazy early this year, and then that nigga went cold. It was crazy. That was crazy. And niggas was like, what, Steph Curry? Cold from 3? And niggas was like, that whole 3-point thing got to him. I'm like, that's true. Because niggas would be like, damn. I just think he was just so damn excited about it. Or something. Or something had to get to him. I don't. Yeah, that's why nobody talking about it. That's why nobody talking about it no more. Imagine that Curry come off the bench the whole playoffs. That's crazy. I feel like having Curry come off the goddamn bench with bench players is kind of crazy, man. Because you been showing what he's going to do in the future. Go crazy off the bench. It's going to be crazy when Curry declines. It's going to be really crazy. Because all he's going to be bringing is 3-point shooting. And probably some defense. Steph had somewhat of a down season for his standards, but it was still a low season. He had 30, yeah, probably 34, 32. Jordan Poole, I gotta say, especially in the second half of the year, they just teed up to another level. As it concerns Jordan Poole, this is really the embodiment of real development in the NBA, what the Warriors have done with this kid. He's averaging 19 points. Yeah, Steph Curry is 34. Yeah, he gonna get old. You better not be like LeBron. He probably gonna be like, it's gonna be crazy if you do what LeBron doing. Just go quick. Then I know when he starts dunking on niggas at an older age. It's be like, yo, what the fuck? Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Cause LeBron started becoming a shooter. What if he started becoming a nigga who started dunking on niggas? It's crazy. He started becoming like Westbrook, but still efficient like him, like himself. He'd be the craziest nigga in the world. Bad shots that he wasn't making at all. And on the defensive side of the ball, he definitely wasn't a liability, but he was not looking like his old self, which was expected for the most part. It depends on how Bronny's viewed. That's the point. Because most people like to capitalize on their value or what it is. Because that's what a bunch of players have done. Even if they're shit, they have capitalized on the value they were making when they were in college the first year. Especially if they did well. He's just not gonna be like his dad. That's a thing. Everybody expected him to be like his dad. Nah. Cause a whole bunch of niggas, cause at some point niggas started shitting on him online about it. I saw that on YouTube, and I was like, what the fuck? Everybody knew he ain't gonna be like his dad. What the fuck? You're not expecting him to be like his dad. You expect him to be like him. Or something different. Isn't he like short too? He's not that tall. He's like 6'4", 6'5". And then you added Klay Thompson, who's just carrying over what he told his buddy James. At the end of the year, the playoffs, these ain't the Splash Brothers anymore. This is the Splash family. And sure, you could use the argument that it's the Denver Nuggets, and I don't even think the Warriors are going to come out the Western Conference. How tall is Bronny James? Oh, LeBron James Jr. is 6 feet. So isn't his name LeBron James Jr.? Yeah, he's like 6'2". Damn, that's crazy. I thought he saw him in that. So he almost like he like Brandon height. What the fuck? Still compete for a championship is the model of a great organization on the perfect path. Because whether it'd be crazy when niggas really do grow though. They still have so many young pieces. Especially at a late age. Have their current players still contributing. Those Steph, Klay, and Draymond are in their early 30s. They are still very much. I hope they still grow to 6'3". Andrew Wiggins is 26 years old. If I can go 6'3", fine. Then you get into the real youngins and thoroughbreds on this roster. Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga are only 19. I don't know, maybe. They promised this regular season with solid performances whenever they got the opportunity. They look like they could be one of the better two-way wings in the league sooner rather than later. And like I said, they're 19 years old. And then Jordan Poole, he's only 22 years old. That's true, he is only 22. First two playoff pool parties, and now I started fucking with Jordan Poole Maybe last year, even though he didn't play as much, apparently. I still thought he was crazy.
With a little bit of luck, great development, and the right moves in the front office, the Warriors have set themselves up to compete for a championship.
He's like 24, 25.
Decade. Because though Draymond is an undersized big, so maybe he may fizzle out a little bit earlier.
What do you mean?
Steph and Clay could easily average 20 even in their older
What do you mean by that?
Very easy to fit in. And with guys coming up like Jordan Poole, Kuminga, and Moses Moody, and by the way, I haven't even mentioned James Wiseman, who missed the entire year this season. They have mastered the art of competing while developing better than any team I have ever seen in the NBA. Shout out to the Golden State Warriors front office. They have done something historic.
I ain't gonna lie, if you can compete and develop pieces, that's crazy. That's something I want. Like, if I was a general manager, that's the main thing I fucking want.
I would love to
There's some shit like that.
The Warriors' latest uptick in their little resurgence. Y'all let me know your opinions down there. Also, don't forget to
they definitely my number one. They definitely my number one. Cause just the fact that they have beat teams crazy with smaller lineups is crazy. Like, it's actual small ball that works. Like, it worked for him, yeah. It's just because Westbrook wasn't consistent enough to stay in it.
Not all the time do we see an NBA star perform well in their first playoff appearance. Even the best players get nervous. In recent times, however, we've seen some fantastic performances from players who are making their playoff debut. So in this video, let's go back in time and take a look at some of the
say Celtics, because somebody said proven history that teams with a certain amount of wins in a regular season have won the championship other than one other team that was a 16.
How's it going, folks? My name's Andy, and without further ado, let's begin.
Which has been proven. It's actually been proven in every statistic. I mean, that's true.
In the 2020 playoffs was a sight to behold. While he only played in a single playoff series, he took the postseason by storm.
He did.
Went off against the Clippers, a top 5 defensive team in the league with 2 of the best wing defenders in the NBA. There's no rhyme or
and the crazy thing is, he's going to tip a tap with Kawhi during that
like a
series.
seasoned vet in his first ever appearance in the playoffs. He looked like he's been doing it for years. Not just that, but Luka also broke a 71-year-old NBA record. He scored 42 points in his first ever playoff game, the most out of any playoff debut in NBA history. It broke George Mikan's previous record of 37 points in 1949.
That nigga played in the cheat as a
Despite getting knocked out of the first round, that accomplishment alone makes Luka deserve a spot on this list.
That's why older players that are not even known for to me. That's why I wouldn't really consider them.
Extra special was that he was also a rookie. The Spurs were so bad before he got there. After a dominant rookie campaign, the Admiral continued his excellence straight into the postseason. Robinson led the Spurs to Game 7 of the second round before falling to the Portland Trail Blazers, who would eventually reach the NBA Finals. Throughout the playoffs, he averaged 24 and 12 with 4 blocks a game. In fact, almost immediately, he was considered the best center in the NBA, partly due to Hakeem not playing that well at this time. Robinson was thought of as the next center who could take over the NBA, and as his career progressed, there was a mixed bag of results. He had his moments, but the allure of his playoff debut slowly faded away. Still, at one point in time in 1990, the young David Robinson was the guy who everyone was talking about. Paul Pierce, 2002. It took a few years for Pierce and the Celtics to work their way into the playoffs. He was drafted in 1998, but it wasn't until 2002 where Pierce made his first appearance in the postseason. Nonetheless, it was against the defending Eastern Conference champions, the Sixers, who, the season prior, just made an iconic run to the NBA Finals. While the Celtics had the higher seed, the Sixers were the team that fans wanted to see. The star power of Allen Iverson was out of this world, while Pierce, on the other hand, he was still kind of overlooked at the time. It was the first season he became an all-star, and his playstyle wasn't exactly the most exciting to watch. He had that old man's game right when he came in. However, it was this first-round series against the Sixers that cemented his place as a legitimate star in the NBA. Against the fourth-best defense in the league, Pierce feasted, averaging over 30 a game as he outplayed Iverson across the board, both in raw numbers and efficiency. Pierce also led the Celtics past the Pistons in the second round, the team that would eventually dominate the East for the next 6 years. He showed he could still perform against whatever the defense throws at him. It didn't matter who he played against, he was getting his buckets. In the conference finals, though, the Celtics lost a tightly contested matchup against the Nets. It was a slugfest, but overall, it was a phenomenal playoff run for Pierce. You could say this was the moment the Celtics decided, you know what, let's build around him. After this postseason, Pierce became their clear-cut franchise cornerstone. Trae Young, 2021. I don't think there's anyone in NBA history who entered their first postseason with this much pizzazz. Right from the get-go,
playoff Trae Young is definitely one of my favorite niggas now.
The first-round series between the Hawks and Knicks was supposed to be the most competitive series of the first round.
That's why I want that nigga to go crazy against the Heat, so he do the same shit that he did last time. No, that nigga had 10 turnovers this game, but he was still efficient. I think he was still efficient, but he had 10 turnovers. That's why I want to say that's somewhat why they lost. Because if he didn't have on them turnovers,
30 points in 3 different games. He carried that energy.
Like, that wasn't like kind of what happened. I was like, they probably could have won. Because I think the game was still kind of close.